I am Jambari Moreau. I'm reporting live from the College Park Center. Today, the Dallas Wings are getting ready to go against the Seattle Storm. Pre-game, there are a lot of things that we spoke to Ty Harris and NaLyssa Smith about in regards to their team. Both of them, Harris spoke in particular about what the point guards are getting ready to do in the game and how much they have learned, as well as NaLyssa Smith talked about what they need to clean up defensively and the problems that Seattle presents from the front court. Obviously, the Wings struggled a bit. They allowed 55 points in the paint last game to the Minnesota Lynx. This game, they're looking to improve on that because Seattle has two of the best interior defenders and players in the game in Ezi Magbagor, as well as Nneka Ogwumike, former MVP in this league. The Storm come into this game as they just lost to the Phoenix Mercury, so they're hungry for a win as well. So this is a battle of two winless teams, and we're getting ready to see who's getting ready to exert their will. This is what Ty Harris had to say about the upcoming matchup. All right, cool. Ty, what would you say the identity of this Dallas Wings team is so far?
I feel like our defense is going to shape our offense. I feel like we're very energetic, young. We have good depth. So just hard-nosed defense, young energy, getting out and going and play.
And what do you feel like are the biggest challenges that Seattle presents to you guys?
Experience. The players are experienced vets. They're long, big. I feel like they have a big lineup, and then when they go to their bench, they kind of even it out. But their initial five is big, and we're gonna have to work through that.
What are some of the challenges that match up like Skylar Bennings poses from your perspective?
She's a very, very good guard. I feel like she's a dominant guard. She's not only a pass first, but she's also a scorer in very different ways. I think she's a three-level scorer from three to the pull-up. She's shifty in the pull-up area. She can step through, and then just strong going with her left hand, and she can use her right too. But just very crafty guard that likes to score.
How do you guys continue to frustrate them, kind of like what the Mercury did over the weekend?
I feel like we're just going to try to get them out their actions, just try to give them different looks, pressure them. Obviously, we got to do a better job of pressuring them and not backing up to the three-point line, but stopping them at the half court. Just trying to get them and disrupt them and try to create havoc.
Now, what are some internal things that you can use this game tonight? Obviously, every game is important for just a win.
Yeah.
But just like, what are some things like early in the season as you are working on developing that chemistry?
I think just like you said, team chemistry, just having each other's back, believing in each other, instilling confidence. I mean, I think our defense is based off of just having trust that our person behind us is going to have our back and we can have the other person's back on the ball. So just having that trust and keep believing in each other.
What's something that you feel like this team has already improved on, maybe from the first game till today?
I think our attention to details, just coming out with the scout, focusing on our defense. I feel like that's going to be better tonight. Hopefully it's going to be better tonight, and then hopefully that's going to give us a different result.
How much early season offensively is it when you have all these new players just focusing on installing the offense, getting that rhythm, like for the second, third, fourth layer, like what you're trying to do?
Yeah, no, it's complicated. Just installing a new defense. Offense. I feel like more so for me is the terminology and the words we use because I feel like everybody runs the same thing. It's just different words. So just remembering the play calls and just figuring out people that we want to get the ball, the actions. I feel like we're so depth in where like people can score that we need to figure out who's going to shoot this ball and put them in the right action. So it's more so on the point guards, me, Paige, and JJ, to figure that out. So we've been doing a lot of point guard meetings and figuring shapes and speed and stuff.
Is there anything you could share, like, to the public with those point guard meetings, if you could?
Yeah. So we just go over, like, we watch film. We watch, like, different combinations and what play calls that we want to go with that combination, post high, post low, and stuff like that.
Has Paige been someone that likes to ask questions and kind of learn from someone like you that's got the experience?
Yeah, not only Paige, but everybody. I feel like all the rookies do a good job of asking questions, being attentive, and just being there, present, and wanting to learn and get better.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Meanwhile, this is what NaLyssa Smith had to say about the upcoming matchup. Liz, what do you feel like are some of the challenges or the biggest challenges that Seattle presents to this team, or to Dallas rather?
I think they have a lot of great players. They have all-stars on their team. They play with great pace, and they have people that are very athletic in the post, so that's always harder to guard. So I think they just bring a lot of versatility to their team.
It seems like they have a lot of size, like in the front court. Just how good of a test can that be? You know, after playing a Minnesota team that was on the smaller end.
I think every game is going to be a test just because there's so many great players in this league. So, I mean, going up against NECA, Ezzy, All-Stars, like I said, you know, it's going to be a challenge, but I think we're ready to accept that challenge.
How do you continue to frustrate NECA and Ezzy specifically?
I think as a post player, we all hate physicality. So I think if you just be physical, it kind of like throws you off of your game a little bit. So I would say, I mean, they're going to do what they do. They're great players, but I think if you be physical, it could slow them down a bit.
What do you feel like is the identity of this team right now?
I'd say we're all just pulling for each other. You know, we all just are on the same page about we want to win. So we go out there every night, you know, trying to compete. You know, we talked about the last game, what to bring into this game. So I think it'll be like very different this game for us.
What are some things that I guess Coach Koklanis is trying to clean up from last game to this one?
Just small things like, you know, sprinting to screens, executing the offense better, being better defensively, you know, communicating a lot more. We were very silent last game, so I think that was our biggest struggle. So just communicating with each other, getting on the same page defensively.
When you guys are going small, like you don't really have like that traditional like five that's doing a lot of the talking. Just how important is it for you, maybe NaLyssa, to really take on that communication role?
I think it's huge for us because we're post players. We see everything. We're the back of the defense, so we see the floor the most. So we just got to be the loudest. You know, that's something we've talked about. You know, we're going to embrace it this game to help our team out.
What's something that you feel like this team has already improved on, maybe from the last game to come into this one?
I would just say turning the page. A lot of people will sit on a game. I feel like we turned the page quick. You know, we're ready to go out there and compete again. We brought a lot more plays offensively, so I think we can execute a lot more this game.